Alright, I'm just going to go for it because I'm tired of messing around with this and my desk is a mess. So what we have here are a new offering by Sparkfun. You can probably tell from the pretty red PCBs, but these are, in short, their response to the Adafruit. I guess they're NeoPixel. Where NeoPixel are WS2812 LEDs, these are APA102C. And one of the main differences, aside from some speed and refresh rate, some of the more lower level statistics on these LEDs, is that they are 4-pin instead of 3-pin. So, and of course that's very tiny on the webcam, but trust me, there's 4 pins: power, ground, data, and clock. So now the AllPixel supports the APA102C chipset right out of the box. So already our product will work with the Lumenati little modules. There's this tiny little 4 LED one. There's these strips of 8, and they have some curved modules as well for making all kinds of different shapes. And also just notice that these staples are purple. That's funny. And then there's also these larger modules as well. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to, on this little guy right here, we're going to tack some wires onto that, and we're going to see if, as we suspect, we're going to prove our hypothesis or disprove it, and that'll be very embarrassing for me, that these LEDs and this chipset and this line of LEDs will work right out of the box with the AllPixel. And of course the supporting BiblioPixel Python library. Now where the hell are... rummaging through a bag of leads trying to find something that'll work so that I don't have to tear up something that's already... Oh, aha. Maybe. That might work. Alright, now I need to put the rest of these back into the bag. Super helpful. You might be asking, why don't you just tack 3 wires onto it? Why do you have to use the fancy ones? Well, these have the nice ones that... Well, this is only 3, too. See? I'm still thinking 3-pin LEDs. Anyway, I think what might be better to do would just be to take a 4-banger that's already there and trim the LED, or trim the leads on it, and just go from there. So that is what we're going to do. Maybe not the female version, maybe the other one. Okay. Enough of that. We'll get, there we go. This looks good. Take that. And reach up there. And about right there. That way I can still use these if I really want to. Those will go back in the bag with the rest of them to be sorted through later. And now we need to, easiest way to do this would probably, I don't think I need to tin them. I just need to strip them. Although tinning them will be easy and will save some hassle in the future. So that's what we'll do. For this, my next trick, I will need solder and heat. Move those over there. And turn that on. And pull that out. And helping hands, do I use them or do I not? Sure, why not? Yes, that's obnoxious. Although, when you need it, super helpful. And that's why they're called helping hands. Imagine that. So what we're going to do is once the iron gets up to temperature, we're going to just tin these leads. You can't really see that. Well, not really much to see, but we'll give this a shot, see if this works. See, now if I tilt them that way, I can't get the iron in there. Okay. Don't need much. That should be good. Put this thing back. And we're just going to trim those up a little bit. So we don't need all that length on there. Get rid of that. And now we're all set. So we have our 4 pins, power, clock, data, and ground. And now the real fiddly part, separating them and tacking them to the back of our little module there. I think what we'll do is we'll put down some solder first on those pads, and then we'll go from there. So, clock out, clock in, data in, power, and ground. So what we'll do is, let me get a bit of tape here, and just kind of hold that in place, and do clock in, data in, ground, and 5 volts. Okay. Yeah. Don't have the fume extractor going because that would make too much noise. Can't have that. So now what we want to do is, just to make this easier, we'll line these up with the sort of the right pinout from the AllPixelMini that I got right here. So we have 5 volt data, clock, and ground, and so we'll go 5 volts kind of right there. It doesn't really need to be pretty because it's just sort of a proof of concept thing, so get that on there. 5 volt. Data in. Select the right tool for the job. Haha. We can see it clock in. Oops. And ground. Maybe if it cooperates. Nope. Ground. Okay. That was relatively painless. I did not burn myself with a soldering iron, so any day you do that is a good day. And of course, that's not the only criteria for a good day. I mean, burning yourself with a soldering iron, that happens not often, but it does happen. So now what we have, we've got a little module with some fancy wires attached to it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attach those into, put that there, attach those into the AllPixelMini, and we'll plug that into the PC and fire it up, and hopefully, if all goes according to plan, we will have Das Blinken lights And that will be very good. So we said 5-volt data, clock, ground. Yeah, come back here. See if I can get this all at once. Make sure they're already open, which they are. So 5-volt data, clock, and ground. Snug them up a little bit, and there we go. Let me just verify that real quick. Take a look, make sure there's no shorts. Clock input is a little close, but that should be okay. Let me just kind of poke that a little bit, just for safekeeping. All right. Well, that's awesome. It's twisted. Electrons aren't going to like that. Also, turn off my soldering iron before things get really heated up. Get over there. All right, now I need an appropriate wire. And by wire, I mean USB cable, which I have right here. Throw that in there. Plug that in. Plug this in. Yes, make some noise, make some noise. And now, I'm going to position that there. Take out my keyboard. And we're going to play, do I have a script that'll work and not have to rebuild another one? Where the hell did I put all these? Is it there? Okay, there it is. Okay, what I want is around here somewhere. I swear it is. That guy. That'll probably work. Let's do that. And I know this is thrilling indeed watching me type. So this will be AllPixel Lumenati test. So what I'm doing now is I'm setting up a .json file, a BiblioPixel project that will just run a very simple animation. Just enough to make sure the lights turn on, really. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. The driver is going to be the serial driver, which is the one that we will use for the AllPixel. LED type. Pretty sure I just need to set that to APA 102. And that should be good. Number of LEDs is 4. The channel order, not really concerned about the channel order at this point. We're going to go ahead and say it's just a strip. It's running the Larson scanner animation, aka Knight Rider. I'm going to drop the frame rate down pretty low just to make sure that we can actually see some changes in the lights and they're not just all turning on. And what I'm going to do is just give this a run and see if this actually works. First, just make sure that BiblioPixel is responding. Okay, good. So we're going to do BP run AP Lumenati test.json. And I have a typo. Right. Line 24, column 1. There we go. It's always a comma or the semicolon or that one little character that Always messes things up. So we do that, and it reconfigures it to the right LED type, and hey, look at that on the first try. Very nice. It's supposed to be red. It's blinking green, but that's because the channel order is not set correctly for this particular LED type. But basically, let me turn that off. What does that look like? Yeah, let me turn this off too. Webcam's not going to like that. But yeah, there we go. So it is essentially, nothing more than a, blink the LED embedded systems equivalent of the Hello World test. But it proves that we are able to control this chipset and by extension this product line from Sparkfun with these nifty modules with the AllPixel and BiblioPixel. So this is very cool. So we're going to have some more fun with this. I'm going to play around with this a bit. I'm going to probably solder some of these together, have something a little bit more impressive than, 4 lights blinking in a circle. But this is a good sign. So I think with that, we'll go ahead and pause for now and come back in a little while. So thank you for watching me ramble, or listening to me ramble, watching me, well, ramble with a soldering iron. Anyway, thanks, and I'll see you again shortly. And so here we are back sometime later. You may notice different camera quality. Still playing around with my setup here at the workbench, but I threw a couple more of those Lumenati modules together. Soldering them is actually really easy, provided you line them up correctly, and helps to have some blue tape or something to tape them down before you apply a little bit of solder to the joints. But they went together really easily, and you may notice on some of the demos from Sparkfun they have little racetrack thing that goes around in a circle. I thought I had bought the right parts for that, but apparently I needed to buy 4 of one kind of 90-degree curve and not 2 of, one goes that way, the other goes that way. So that was on me, but just one thing to note when you're looking to buy them. Just make sure you're getting the right the right angle or whatnot when you're looking to put some together. But they're great quality. The construction is very nice. Soldering them together is really easy. Tacking wires onto them is also very easy. I found that for attaching wires to them, it did help to dab a little bit of solder onto the end connections, and then basically tack on the wires to the pre-applied solder. That seemed to work very well. It was very simple to get this little demonstration up and running. But as you can see, they have the straight 8 light segments, and they have the left and right 90-degree curve pieces. All of them have mounting holes and little tabs on them, which is nice. Make it easy to apply or attach it to a costume or some kind of display or model or whatever it is that you're, computer case inside of a computer case, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Yeah, I like them. They're easy to use, and again, the support for them is already existent in the AllPixel controller, and the BiblioPixel Python library supports them right out of the box. So more info on the controller and the Python library are in the description below, and I'll also throw in a link to the Sparkfun Lumenati page so you can check these out for yourself. And also, one other point of order. They did not send us any of these. I saw them and said, hey, I bet our thing works with those, and bought a handful of them. And so we're not being paid to say anything about these. We went to their store, bought some, and turns out they work pretty well. So we'll see if these make it into future Maniacal Labs projects or personal projects or whatever. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and we'll try to have some more stuff soon.